Hello, everyone. I wanted to follow up with an additional episode. I mentioned in my top 10 for year end a few resources that we have, and I wanted to give you guys all of the information that you might need in order to go and pursue those things. The first thing that I mentioned was our chart audit program. I do not mention this enough on our podcast. I think it's one of the most phenomenal resources that we have. As I mentioned, we have two docs, Dr. Kuba and Dr. Kavitha, that are well versed in documentation, and they actually take time, usually several hours, the two of them, logging into your software, which myself and my assistant help get that remote access set up. So we do a little bit of preliminary work to get remote access, and then Dr. Kuba and Dr. Kavitha get together. Together, they look at a handful of charts and they grade each of the criteria that they have. So they have this report card where they go through and grade various aspects of your documentation. That report card is then sent to you, and you're able to read the charts that they looked at and what the report was and any key takeaways that they recommend for you. Surprisingly, we have whittled this down to make it such an efficient process that we're able to offer monthly chart audits, which is what I recommend. I recommend every month that you're investing in chart auditing. Now, once you get to maybe month 5 or 6 and you're like, wow, our scores are so much better, we're really improving, they're finding fewer mistakes, then you could always scale back to every other month. But to me, from a risk standpoint, it is absolutely worth your time to have two professionals looking at your charts on a monthly basis. And so we're able to provide that service for $599 a month. And to me, that's phenomenal because you've got two docs spending several hours looking at your charts. So they have done everything in their power to make it super affordable for you. And it really is a gift to have them look at your documentation and make suggestions. So in order to sign up for that chart audit program, all you need to do is email us. So my assistant is Sarah. Many of you have interfaced with her. One of my amazing assistants is Sarah, and she is the one that would be receiving that information. And so you would simply email Sarah at managingdentaldramapodcast@gmail.com. Once again, that's managingdentaldramapodcast@gmail.com. The other resource that I mentioned in the Top 10 for Year-End podcast was the consulting crash course. And this is absolutely one of my favorite things that we're offering right now because it is unlike anything else out there. It is a custom 2-day course that's designed for your team. And it does require a little bit of homework on the front end. So in order for us to develop a custom course, we actually have to have a little bit of information from you out in front of that course. And so there's a few questionnaires and things that we get going on our end about a month before your scheduled consulting crash course. But it is an event that occurs in the DFW Metroplex. We have a variety of hotels that we network with. And then your team stays for Thursday night and Friday night in that hotel, you and your team. And during the day, all day Friday and all day Saturday, we actually have a custom course that's designed for you. So we go through as many aspects of the practice as we can get through during that 2-day period of time. And like I said, it's you and your team. And so everybody's on the same page when they leave that 2-day course. And we really want to make sure that it's very practical and applicable. So as soon as you leave that 2-day course, you have a series of steps that you and your team are going to take when you get back home. And so this is both myself and Dr. Kuba that spend those 2 days with you. We absolutely love this time that we get with you. It is a Friday and Saturday, so to minimize your time away from the practice, we've booked these for Friday and Saturday. They are phenomenal. I would encourage you, if you do nothing else this year, do a consulting crash course. You will not regret it. So in order to get more information on that, you will also need to email my amazing assistant, Sarah, who will give you the dates that we have available and will get you scheduled into that slot. I will say, because these are so time intensive and require a lot of work from myself and Dr. Kuba, we only do a handful of these per year. So definitely let us know as quickly as possible. By the way, we have an amazing special going right now where if you sign up for your crash course by January 31st, you actually get 20% off, which is amazing. So don't hesitate. Reach out to Sarah at that same email address and let us know that you are ready to sign up, and we'll get you booked for that. The final resource that I mentioned, of course, is our subscription. You have been hearing a lot about this on every episode. We're wanting to make sure you know about it, but we have been receiving the most amazing feedback, like just heartwarming, amazing feedback from people that are talking about how helpful the content is. I had one of our subscribers say to me, like, people don't know what they're missing. This content is phenomenal. And we agree. Dr. Kuba and I are very proud of the content that we put out. We put a lot of time and effort into that content to make sure that it's very relevant and applicable for you. So I would encourage you to look into our podcast subscription. It is on every episode note. So any episode that you're listening to, including this one, you'll see the link to click to subscribe. The lowest tier, level 1, gets you the bonus episodes, which is $19.99 a month. And it goes up from there. My favorite tier is level 2, which is $49.99 a month, which includes the digest as well, which we have heard just amazing feedback on. So that should be easy to access. Just click the link in the episode notes and you'll be able to get right to the subscription page. So out of those 3 resources, hopefully this will give you the content that you need to be able to take that next step and either get going on the documentation, the chart audit, get going on the consulting crash course, get going on the subscription, or do all 3 of them. Go all in and just be phenomenal in 2025.